There's the surviving dragon. The last dragon of Twin Dragon Alley. Any day now, Twin Dragon Alley will be redeveloped, but soon only the memory will remain. That's Kaifeng for you, China's city of memory. In 960, the older brother, Taizu, announced the new dynasty, the Song. And he made the capital here, a vast new metropolis of wood and brick thrown up in a feverish construction form. This is Song building manual, commissioned in the early 12th century. If you are of a certain social status and if you can afford it, you can build your house according to these styles. So this tells you how to build a city, doesn't it? Well, for a city of over 1 million people, you will need lots of buildings. Biggest city in the world, perhaps? Yes, definitely, at the time. And to go with the new buildings was a whole new conception of city life. Kaifeng was a much more open city. The lifestyle much more vibrant than the town China. All sorts of shops, all sorts of restaurants, even fast food. There's mention of fast food. And there was no curfew. That was very important. Before this, residents in the city, these urban dwellers, were supposed to stay in their own wards after the bell. But in Kaifeng, they were allowed to just flop to markets and all the enjoy the pleasures of city life. Really start to unfold at this time. Yes. So a new the largest city anywhere on earth until the 19th century. And just like today's China, the city became a magnet for people flooding in. In a few years, it went from 1 square mile to 16. Only a few ancient buildings survive today above ground. One of them is the famous Iron Pagoda, so called because of the metallic sheen of its tiles. We're out in the northeast corner of the old city here. The Iron Pagoda is on a bit of raised ground in this corner. The emperor built this artificial mountain called the Hill of Longevity. Its Chinese name is like. Compared with Rome or Constantinople, very little survives from Kaifeng's golden age. And you can see why when you look below the ground. Down here is evidence of 20 devastating floods of the Yellow River since the Song dynasty. This pit is a metaphor for the story of the city. We've called Kaifeng the city of memory. China's capital. In this pit underneath the West Gate, see why. That is the Qing Dynasty city wall, the 18th and 19th century Qing Dynasty city wall. And this smaller brickwork here, the Ming Dynasty wall, the Tudor period, part of it, carries on down. And the Song Dynasty city wall, maybe 20 feet below the floor level here. It's an amazing thought, isn't it? And the reason why? That huge deposit of yellow river mud, which is only a few miles from the city. These floods have been incredibly destructive all the way through Chinese history, sweeping through the whole city, destroying almost everything, even in recent times. 1842, for example. No wonder then that the city has been memorialized, if you like, not in stone, not in great buildings, but in words and in paintings. A million people thronged these streets, said a Song poet. There were restaurants as far as the eye could see. Everywhere there was music in the air. What would we give to see that age again? But we can still see Sun Caifeng in China's most famous work of art. As historical sources go, this is one of the most fabulous that exist in the world. It's a scroll that's nearly 20 feet long. I need to run it across the middle of the street if we were going to do that. It's simply a depiction of the city as it was just before 1127 by a court painter, and it's the life of the ordinary people. There is nothing like this in the whole of history. It gives you the streets, the alleyways,
不要停啊，就这去啊！哎呀，要停没？哎呀呀呀，哎呀呀呀，还要打一下，每次都 record。เด็ด SC 370ครับ MMM My EG 700 700 RAM 中站